Today, I'm really excited about today. I've been teaching at the Arts and Crafts School for, I think, 15 years now. And this presentation of one of the fields within the school is the first time I have a whole day to go into depths of one of the material-based lineages we have at the school. So I'm very excited to hear all these presentations. And I'm expecting to learn a lot of things from practices that are different than my own. Myself, have been really interested in that I believe that there is language which is tied, an artist language which is tied to what you do. So I believe that when you do something, language is springing out, coming out of your actions. And I believe that this kind of language has been undermined within the public language of art for many years. And what is happening now, has been happening for the last 10 to 5 years, is that this more material-based way of practicing art has had its natural position within art, and it's actually growing. So I think today is very important to, for me, as within my own personal research in how I work with language and art, to hear how artists who really believe that practice is tied to language, practice, and material is tied together in a different way than within conceptual art. So when I made this project for a long time called, a lot of my drawing projects are called Why Am I Drawing? And I don't even know how I got up with that title, Why Do I Draw? So it's like this and this, why do I draw? And it's because it's such a fundamental thing. I think that when you're being an artist for a long time and suddenly you turn the whole situation from what do I want to do, is like you go, I want to do this, to why am I doing this at all? So turning the question towards yourself and why am I doing this? And so when Caroline told me that they were going to make an agenda called what is your question? And the way that they're presenting it which is what I'm going to read to you now, I think it's spot on for my own practice, and I guess a lot of other artists who are present here today practices as well. So the text goes, in this seminar, the perspective of the practitioner is central. Through a series of individual artist presentations, we are trying to lure out the questions that are at the core of artistic explorations, the ones that drive the process and occupy the artist's thoughts while working in the studio. By zooming in on selected individual practices, we will present a broad set of approaches highlighting the questions that make out the core of an artistic investigation. Questions that can only be answered through material-based investigation. Moreover, the topic has relevance within the field of artistic research, where a well-formulated and rhetorically solid research question can, as soon as you try to approach it artistically, turn out to be quite meaningless. Through verbalizing questions closely connected to the actual making process, our aim is to open a discussion around what constitutes relevant artistic research questions from an artistic perspective. So today it's the Ceramic Department's Day, and the program will be as followed. Phoebe Cummings, Kjell Rylander, Caroline Slotte, Morten Medbø, Irene Nordli, Anders Ruvald, and Katrine Køsser-Holst is unfortunately sick, but we will show a film of hers, and then there will be a panel discussion. And please stay for the panel, because it's really important that we get a dialogue between you and the panel. So we'll start up by Phoebe Cummings. She studied three-dimensional crafts at the University of Brighton before completing an MA in ceramics and glass at the Royal College of Art in 2005. She has undertaken artist residencies in the UK, the US, and Greenland, including 6 months at the Victoria and Albert Museum in London in 2010. Cummings was the winner of British Ceramics Biennial in 2011 and has exhibited at the Museum of Arts and Design, New York, University of Hawaii, Art Gallery, Honolulu, and Jerwood Space. So I think that should be sufficient. Welcome.